Hello, in this video I will discuss about state space search and structures and strategies for state space search. These are the points I would like to discuss in this session with respect to state space search. First of all, introduces the theory of state space search. Theory of state space search, primary tool to analyze search algorithm. Questions to be asked to predict search algorithm behavior. Bridges of Königsberg problem. Euler path through a graph. To successfully design and implement search algorithms, a programmer must be able to analyze and predict their behavior. For the effective analyzing and predicting the behavior of a search algorithm, a set of certain questions that need to be answered. Here comes the role of state space search. Answering these questions that will help design effective search algorithm, the theory of state space search is used. It's a primary tool for answering these questions that are pertaining to analyzing and predicting the behavior of search algorithm. Let us see what are the questions. First, is the problem solver guaranteed to find a solution? Second, will the problem solver always terminate? Can it become caught in an infinite loop? When a solution is found, is it guaranteed to be optimal? What is the complexity of the search process in terms of time usage, memory usage? How can the interpreter most effectively reduce search complexity? How can an interpreter be designed to most effectively utilize a representation language? These are the questions need to be asked and answered for understanding the behavior of the search algorithm and to optimize the same. And here comes the role of state space search. By representing a problem as a state space graph, we can use graph theory to analyze the structure and complexity of both the problem and the search procedures that we employ to solve it. A graph consists of a set of nodes and a set of arcs or links connecting pairs of nodes. In the state space model of problem solving, the nodes of a graph are taken to represent discrete states in a problem solving process, such as the results of logical interfaces or the different configurations of a game board. So the nodes, each nodes will be a discrete representation of states in a problem solving process, and arcs will be the direction from one state to another state. The arcs of the graph represent transition between states. These transitions correspond to logical inferences or legal moves of a game. In expert systems, for example, states describe our knowledge of a problem instance at some stage of a reasoning process. Expert knowledge in the form of if-then rules allows us to generate new information. The act of applying a rule is represented as an arc between states, between the discrete nodes. Graph theory is our best tool for reasoning about the structure of objects and relations. Indeed, this is precisely the need that led to its creation in the early 18th century. The Swiss mathematician Leonhard Euler invented graph theory to solve the bridges of Königsberg problem. Let us see what is this Königsberg problem in the coming slide. The city of Königsberg occupied both banks and two islands of a river. The islands and the river banks were connected by 7 bridges. See the picture. There are 7 bridges and 2 river banks. 2 islands are in between, connected by various bridges. This is the city of Königsberg. This is the diagram with respect to the problem. Now the question is, if there is a walk around the city that crosses each bridge exactly once, is a walk around possible by passing through each bridge just once? That is a question to be answered. Although the residents had tried to find such a walk and doubted that it was possible, they were not aware of that and they did not try that, even they could not say anything about that because they never had that experience. No one had proved its impossibility. Devising a form of graph theory, Euler created an alternative representation for the math. Euler created a graph, devising the form as a graph, and he started analyzing. This is the graph he has created. See, it is the alternate representation graph of Königsberg bridge system by Euler. You can see in the right side. The nodes are island 1, island 2, river bank 1, river bank 2. There are 4 nodes and there are so many R. These bridges are represented by R's. So each of these nodes having, see for example, island 1 is having 5 R's connected. Similarly, island 2 is connected with 3 R's. River bank 1 is connected with 3 R's. River bank 2 is connected with 3 R's. And the number of R's in a node is called its degree. So island 1 has the degree of 5 and all other nodes RB1, river bank 1, river bank 2 and island 2, all of them are having each 3 degrees. So 4 nodes are having the except the island 1, all other nodes are having 3 degree and island 1 is having 5 degrees. That means all these nodes are having odd number of degrees. As the problem is analyzed, this information is very important. The river banks RB1 and RB2 and islands I1 and I2 are described by the nodes of the graph. The bridges are represented by labeled arcs between B1, B2 up to B7. In proving that the walk was impossible, Euler focused on the degree of the nodes of the graph. Observing that a node could be of either even or odd degree. We saw that all in our diagram, we saw in the earlier case, all the nodes were having odd degrees. That means island 1 5 degree, island 2 3 degrees, river bank 1 3 degrees, river bank 2 3 degrees. All the nodes were having odd degrees. That is, you have to remember that. An even degree node has an even number of arcs joining it to neighbor nodes. An odd degree nodes has an odd number of arcs. With the exception of its beginning and ending nodes, the desired walk would have to leave each node exactly as often as it is entered it. Nodes of odd degree could be used only at the beginning, this is very important point, or ending of the walk, because such nodes could be crossed only a certain number of times before they prove to be a dead end. Otherwise, what will happen is the traveler could not exit the node without using a previously traveled arc. So it is very, very important that while solving this problem you have to make sure that odd degree could be used only as the beginning or ending of the walk. And we will see in the next slide, you will see that maximum number of odd degrees possible is 2. That means either it should be 0, otherwise 2. No other number will work. If it is 2, the starting and ending should be from the odd nodes. Euler noted that unless a graph contains either exactly 0 or 2 nodes of odd degree, the walk was impossible. So in our case, what will happen is, since it is having more than 2 odd nodes, in this it will be failure. We cannot have a single walk through all the bridges to have a walk around. The other thing is, it should contain exactly 0 or 2, no 1 odd degree. That is not possible. Either it should be 0 odd degree of nodes or 2 nodes of odd degree. That is the only possibility. If there were 2 odd degree nodes, the walk could start at the first and end at the second. If there were no nodes of odd degree, the walk could begin and end at the same node. The walk is not possible for graphs containing any other number of nodes of odd degrees. That means either the graph should have either exactly 0 or 2 nodes of odd degree. As is the case with the city of Königsberg, the problem is now called finding an Euler path through a graph. In this case, this is not possible to have a walk around without traveling at least redundantly in one bridge, repeatedly in one bridge, because all these nodes are having more than 2 degrees of order degrees. So that is the end of this video. Thank you very much.